Howdy y'all, it's me. I'm back for yet another installment of my CD collection. Today I have a lot of mostly indie artists. Don't worry, nothing too obscure right now. It's all ones that are quite popular, I'd say. I also did something which I realized I probably should have just done for each video, and that's organize these by oldest to newest. So I'll be doing that today. I don't know, just makes it a little neater, I think. Better for me and my brain. Starting off, the king of all indie himself, it's Tame Impala. Very first album, InnerSpeaker. Now, I was just thinking that if you're a fan of this or lonerism, you are probably thinking, really lost the plot this year with Deadbeat. I, of course, really liked it. You'll hear more on that on my end of the year music review, but this, yeah, where it all began. Beautiful, lovely album. The music on this, the instrumentation is just top tier. Then I have Like Drawing Blood by Gotye. This was his, I want to call it his second album, not that it matters. He has a very limited discography under this name, and as we all know, he's fallen off the face of the earth ever since Somebody I Used to Know. That song will forever remain a keynote, but this album is also very cool, moody. I love quirky songs, of course, like Thanks for Your Time, but also Heart's a Mess is probably one of my favorites. Just love being indie, that's why I have this. Feel like most of these are all just obligatory. If you ever wore the hipster title, you're gonna have these. So that means next up is Vampire Weekend. Vampire Weekend was really maybe one of the first bands that even got me interested in indie music back in like 2012-ish era. And that was thanks to them having Joe Jonas in one of their music videos. That's the first ever song I heard from them. So I would love their first two albums. Not here. But I've got Modern Vampires of the City, which is great, awesome. They might not have a truly bad album, which is kind of surprising. I don't even know what to say. My favorite song is here, because some of these are just like, they're classics, I guess. Then I have Father of the Bride, which, as you can see here, I did get used at FYE. I've had a little bit of a love-hate with this one. It's a very, very long album. I think there's like 18, 20 tracks here. But it's still very good. I like the collaborations they did with Tame, who I'm also a fan of. I feel like on more than one song. It's a long one. There's a lot going on here. This wasn't for everybody, and that's cool. And then I have their most recent from last year, Only God Was Above Us. I feel like with this, they really did what I feel like Lady Gaga did with Mayhem this year, in that they stayed true to themselves, but it's new enough and fresh enough that it doesn't feel like they're just unloading the exact same album on you every single year. So I like this one a lot. Next up, everyone's favorite producer, putting nothing but synths in his songs. Back before he gave up, but back before every single song sounded exactly the same, it's Jack Antonoff with Bleachers. This is his first one, Strange Desire, which I enjoy. It's got some good ones on it. You're Still a Mystery. Wake Me I really like. But my personal favorite is definitely Gone Now, which for me this was his peak. But I don't know that everyone would like this. Two of my like favorite songs ever really are the first two, Dream of Mickey Mantle and Good Morning. And oh man, Good Morning is so grating and not pleasant to listen to, but I just like, this was my thing when it came out. I like this a lot. Fortunately, anything he's released past this, I've not really been interested in. I feel like he kind of, I don't know what he did. I want to say he dulled himself down, but I don't know. It's just not, it's not weird like this is, and I like this a lot. Then I have Language and Perspective by Bad Sons, which when I got this in 2014, I feel like they were somewhat unknown, but unfortunately these days I hear them a lot in grocery stores or one store I worked at. I don't know why, which makes me like them a little less. They're pretty prolific. I feel like they almost have an album like every other year, if not every year, but this one, still very good. Dancing on Quicksand, man, that is just a bop. Step aside, kids. If you are a tried and true millennial, you should own at least one Matt and Kim CD, which this is millennial music. Maybe not as bad as like Imagine Dragons or Young the Giant or something, but I really like Young the Giant, by the way. But surprised they're not in my pile here. But anyway, Matt and Kim, they could never make me hate them because this is just happy and fun walking down the street. I can't listen to it all the time though, but it's a nice little throwback. Yet another critically hated, I don't know, pained, what's the word, album is Grand Romantic by Nate Russe, who some of you may know as once upon a time the lead singer of the band Fun. I have learned no one liked this. Not me, though. I thought it was great. I don't want to, I'm not in love with someone who solely collaborates with Pink all the time in the past, but I thought this was weird. I liked it. Aha is definitely one of my favorite songs. It's just, I feel like if you like The Killers or something, you might like this. It's big band, it's 2010s, it's millennial, but I thought he had something here, and if he ever wanted to follow up here, over 10 years later, I wouldn't be mad. I should have said these collection of CDs are all just pretty random, honestly, because how come the only Radiohead CD I have is Moonshaped Pool? I don't know. See, I feel like I'm not a true to the core indie person. I'm just like, I don't know, it depends. But you can't go wrong with Radiohead. This album is extremely beautiful and has so much ambiance, and man, I don't know where to begin, but full stop. That might be one of my like top I don't know what songs. This I thought was fantastic. Then another essential is Mac DeMarco with This Old Dog. I think this is one of the few albums that I have on both CD and vinyl. I loved it that much. I like all of his work, like right before this, I think. I haven't listened to him a whole lot lately, but this is great. I feel like I relate to this a lot. Another kind of odd out there pick. I don't know. I have no memory of what made me buy this at the time. It's Awolnation with Here Comes the Runts, but for whatever reason, I bought the CD. I played it in my car all the time. I liked it a lot. His previous album that had all the hits that most people are familiar with, I like that a lot too. But man, I'd much rather put on My Molasses. This is kind of an odd one, but it's pretty good. And then gotta have at least one Foster the People album, Sacred Hearts Club. Great, awesome. This still holds up for me, definitely. Once again, their first album probably altered my brain chemistry and made me an indie fan for life. Did I call Tame Impala the king of indie? The sure undisputed king of indie is definitely Bon Iver. And I also have 22 A Million. I'm just gonna lump these together. I'm a little too brain dead to remember this or that. Some great tracks. I probably wouldn't have had these if I hadn't found them in FYE for extremely cheap. But this guy, he knows what he's doing. I don't even have anything to say. Does that make me a fake Bon Iver fan? Perhaps, but I love this guy, his album this year, 10 out of 10. I've got one MGMT album, it's a little Dark Age. Sorry, just gonna have to say it. I got this right when it came out, not a year or two later when some of the songs, or even in just recent times, the songs kind of went viral and suddenly other people like them, not just me. That's okay. Bring it up for some. If I had more play money, I would probably complete this artist's discography, because the more and more the public reject them, my deliberately obscure energy grows, and feels great for me to, I don't know why, like things that other people don't like. It's all J with The Dream, which is their most recent release. I also have this on vinyl because I really love this. I feel like their work has been, in my opinion, consistent for me. Some of their albums that were pretty rejected by other people are like my favorites, and just so kind of weird but great. And I was like surprised that they still have kept it going and could release something I like this much. However many, I feel like their first album was, I want to say 2012, but yeah, I love this album. I literally can't listen to Get Better without crying. I'm not kidding. But man, ugh, happier when you're gone, man. Yes, this is this is good. That is it for now. Some of all y'all's, I'm sure, favorite indie artists. Hopefully this video wasn't too dark. Unfortunately, now it's November and it's dark every day where I live. Yeah, thanks for watching.